start the actual show. Herp and Hope and Herp, and it's only me. I see a screen lighting up. We're ripping and rolling. How's it going? It's only the Kimmer on the Kimmer Show podcast, which of course makes a lot of sense. With Pete Davis, a sidekick, producer, and sports raconteur extraordinaire, and a mechanical mangler flounder at the controls here at El Condo Floundo with our studio. Thanks to Mark and Associates. I guess you should set up his own thing there.
Mike?
I might. Did I say Mark? I'm Mike. It's my teeth. I can't talk. In fact, I'll talk about my non-talking teeth here shortly. Anyway, it's as we speak, it's podcast number 455. That seems like a lot, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
We've been doing this for, 2 years now? Oh, my God. Anyway, it's Wednesday, the 20th of July. And so we got a lot of newsy stuff going on, a lot of personal goofy stuff going on, including I've got a couple more thank you notes to write. Again, if you go to thekimmershow.net and open that up, we ask you to do one thing real quick. Look for the YouTube, the bippity bop. Hit the YouTube bippity bop. When that opens up, look for the subscribe bippity bop. Hit that, and you're done. You don't have to sign anything or do anything. But that adds people who are subscribed, and it gives us people that we can therefore get some advertising or whatever. Because obviously the podcast is free, so people send us donations occasionally, and we have thousands of listeners, but only hundreds of subscribers. So we're trying to make it the easy.
Is there
way
a
for
place on the kimmershow.net where they can find his Friday cameos on the extra show?
Yeah, should.
Yes.
My Friday call-ins, absolutely.
I couldn't find it. Where is it?
Yep. Again, you have to go to Listen Now, and then you just have to search in there.
Okay, thekimmershow.net.
I'll double check and
Listen Now.
And it's just his Friday little bits he does with extra
My
106.
call-ins, where they call
Again,
it.
sometimes I'll have Mike put a link, but it might be better to have a link to the podcast park as well to all the sites. So I'll ask him about that.
Okay, but they should be able to go to
Yes.
thekimmershow.net
Yes.
and click on Kimmer Friday calls or whatever.
I'll look into it.
Thank you. Excellent idea. Just to keep folks happy and fantastic. Also, again, I was mentioning I've got a couple more thank you note, and I will give you a handwritten thank you note for all donations. Our friend, I got a very nice little check from Steven in Gainesville, and it's a Snoopy card, and there was no note or anything, just he sent a check. And I thought, Stephen, thank you. Maybe he's trying to stay anonymous. Stephen in Gainesville, thanks, man. I appreciate it, and I appreciate your little Snoopy card. Also, our friend Denise, True Kimmer Babe, she's a regular donator, and God bless you, my dear. Because I promise you we appreciate it. Anyway, anything new since we last met of personal excitement of any kind? Challenges, fights, tailgating incidents, chicks, babes in the news?
I outran a Sandy Springs police officer.
Overran one, did you?
No, I outran him.
You outran one again? That's the second time.
They're 0 for 2.
Oh, my God. Well, tell me about outrunning a Sandy
I was coming up 400, and I saw him turn his lights on and get in my lane. He was way back, and I'm like, because I'd been going 80 because I was late. Yeah, because of construction. And I whipped around that curve going 80 and then lost myself. I was a little late, and I lost myself in the neighborhoods back here.
Oh, yeah.
And then I whip around, and there's some Jeep. A-hole in a Jeep pulls out. He sees me. There's no one else on the road but me.
Yeah.
He's out just driving around the parks here. He's not doing anything, not in a hurry.
Yeah.
He sees me, and he creeps up a little forward, and then he stops, and he waits till I'm almost there, and then he pulls out in front of me. And I rode his ass all the way to this thing
they're
here.
They're just rude and inconsiderate. It's inconsiderate.
And there's nobody behind me. You're not in a hurry, dude. Oh, I'm going to slow him down.
I really thought about talking about this, but I think of all, if I were going to take a survey, or that one like they have on the back of magazines, where the Proust survey, Proust or whatever it's called, what's your biggest bitch about other people's something or other? It would probably be inconsideration. The people are just inconsiderate. I mean, a little thing, using your blinker. How many times are you waiting to make a left-hand turn, and the guy's coming toward you from the left, and you wait, and the son of a bitch turns in. You could have gone. I mean, every freaking day it's one thing after another, and it makes me overreact. So if someone lets me out, I'll thank them 3 times. I mean, but it's just everywhere you go. It's just little things, and I don't know whether people aren't.
What's changed here in the last 20 years? What's changed here?
Well,
people have moved here from some other place.
That's right. And as I noticed, especially driving, especially on the road.
They all get New York license plates.
God, it's just, anyway.
Like locusts.
Well,
Seriously.
you're
Locusts.
right. You're right.
They've screwed up there, and now they picked up and they move here, and they're going to vote the same way, and they're going to act the same way because they're assholes.
Yeah. I mean, I know things are ingrained in your personality from where you were born and raised and stuff, but still, I mean, come on.
Don't come here anymore.
Yeah, we don't.
And there's
we're
another
full.
thing.
We're full.
This is to the Southerners out there.
Yeah.
Screw the Southern hospitality mess. You don't have to be nice to these people anymore. They're locusts. Quit being nice to them. Quit welcoming them here because 9 out of 10 of them are assholes.
Yeah.
Make it so miserable for them here that they hate it here and they leave and go somewhere else.
Go away.
I don't care if they go home. Go somewhere else.
We should do a fundraiser to have an ad on TV in New York. Stay here. We'll go away. I'm waiting for the Florida Governor DeSantis to do an ad to play in California to say, oh, so you think you have freedom and we don't have freedom in Florida? How about the freedom of where they had a guy arrested in California for swimming in the ocean with no mask, paddleboarding.
Nobody near him.
Yeah, kayaking with no mask on, and they arrested him. Yeah. I mean, close the beaches, close the restaurants, mask up the children. You talk free, and he said there's no freedom in Florida, and he's going to be running, and he's going to be the nominee. I'll guarantee you right now. He looks like John Kennedy, and John Kerry tried to look like him. All those great, even Dukakis tried to have this kind of a speech where we're for America today.
He's an abject failure. California's a failure.
And when we're going to be talking like this, if they add in a kind of a way where we're going together, who started that? I mean, if you hear a guy say that, he's a freaking Kennedy wannabe. Let me say to you, we got a man on the moon. I mean, I just want to strangle you little bastards. I'm sorry.
Talk about I don't want to be together with them. I want them to go away.
I know. All right, I'm gonna do a couple of fun things. I'll do a couple of fun things. We have a couple of fun things. I don't have a lot of.
I'm gonna eat my Jenny Barn. Shut up.
Well, first let me talk about my dentistry experience real quickly. Again, I had 3 teeth that had to come out because they were getting bad, and so they gave me. I said they wanted to put implants in. I said, okay, fine, no, thank you. And I brought 2 candies for the boys today. So I thought they would put them in right away, but after the surgeon, I had to go to the surgeon, pull out the 3, and then I waited 3 months, and then I just went back yesterday to have the dentist redo the screws up in my head so they can put the teeth in when they can. And he had to measure everything with all kinds of measurements and X-rays, and so they can specifically get the perfect match for my new 3 teeth that are coming in. And then I go back in 3 weeks, and they finally put them in, and then I'll have my mouth back after 4 months of just hating everything. I mean, I've been biting my tongue and eating on one side. It's been anyway, whatever. It's almost over. And anyway, so remember last week, one of my Kimmer babes on the podcast Facebook page said I was complaining to myself and to you that I admit that I'm trying not to be grumpy. I'm trying not to be a grumpy old man. But things, when things are kind of building up, all of a sudden I got 2 ear rockets I can't hear, and my teeth. So I'm trying not to be a grumpy old man. I keep my sense of humor, and so the lady and I said, and I thought I might have been a little grumpy when I was on the phone saying, "You people forgot to call me back, and I don't appreciate it." And the girl said, "Well, she used to work in the medical industry. Why don't you take on some treats?" So I'm thinking, well, you take treats to a dentist's office? Anyway, and I said, well, the first thing I said was pretty funny. I said, automatically, I just, for some reason, said, well, okay, I'll go to Dunkin' Donuts. And Pete went nuts. He said, well, Dunkin' Donuts. Anyway, so I went to Krispy Kreme, and I got a dozen. Oh, by the way, they only have a drive-through. They won't allow you in the lobby at Krispy Kreme.
Is it a small one?
On Mansell Road and Route 9, Scotty the window guy told me there was one right there, and I went there and I parked my car and I went to the door and it's a big sign: "Lobby is closed. Must use drive-in only." What kind of horse shit is that?
There's still COVID protocols.
I thought that was I thought you
Wow, they're coming back.
No,
No, they're not. They think they're coming back.
They're
not coming back. That's California and New York. We're not that.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
I mean,
unless it's a doctor's office. Other than the doctors and dentists, the hell with the rest of them.
Healthcare workers and stuff.
They
or
don't
the elderly,
work.
Nursing homes. I mean, there's a lot of places where you would want to take extra precautions. But I mean, please, you're killing me. I mean, and I guess I had to get back in my car and fire it up and go through there and get. I mean, it was just anyway. So I got my Krispy Kremes, and I really and I put a little bit of video on the Facebook page. But when I walk in the office, like I know you'll find this hard to believe, but I occasionally. Is your mic okay over there? By the way, everything all right? Oh, good. And again, thank you for your feedback on Facebook. If we have something going on, you tell us right away, and we try to fix it for you. Anyway, so. So I'm in the doctor's office, and I kind of slam my hand on the desk, and it's all women. There's all chicks in there. It's just all women. And I said, ladies, a very nice lady told me that if I bring treats to the dentist's office, it'll make you have a better day. And they all kind of started hemming it the ear and cheering and stuff like that. And the fact of the matter is, they actually were thrilled. I mean, I honestly, there were like 3 or 4 of them were going, oh my God, I'm so happy right now. I mean, they literally said the words, I am so happy right now. And getting, it was 12 a dozen assorted donuts,
Because they can't do that.
Yeah, I know.
In front of the...
Right. So and they're literally using the phrase, I am so happy right now. It was like Snoopy doing his Snoopy dance with the balloons. I mean, and so I took a little quick video, and I said, I want to take a little Facebook video. 3 of the ladies disappeared immediately. So I'm pretty sure they're in the witness protection program at Deerfield Dentistry. But anyway, but they were so sweet and so nice. Oh, and also I was flattered because they don't. Most of them are way younger than I am. And so there were like 4 of them at the desk while we were talking, and one of them said, "Oh yeah, it's the Kimmer." And I thought, and I said, oh, somebody, I actually even knew there was such a thing. Didn't you used to be the Kimmer? So I was quite flattered. They were very sweet, and it was a really nice time. And I made sure that it was okay that I brought sweets to the dentist's office because I used to what?
The word of the day.
Yeah,
it's Swedish.
Swedish.
Hope I'm pronouncing this right. Please correct me. Gubjuka.
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 It means old man sickness. When old men lust after much younger women.
Yeah, Gubjuka on this, baby. It's not my fault. They're too good looking, and they flirt with you, and you're right at the age now where I'll bet you, of course, I don't know how much you go out with everything's going on here, but when I was about hitting your age, all of a sudden these, like 20 somethings, it's like a little game. I don't know. Anyway, so whatever. Luckily, at this point, it doesn't really. There are no more gamers. It's not to worry. It's all good.
No two kids.
No two keys. I mentioned I'm going to do a couple of funny memes here in a second. Also, there's a new competitor to the Babylon Bee. Have you heard about this new site? Have you seen this? I'll mention it to you in a second. First of all, last night I'm sitting around getting ready for the podcast, and I got a text message from Eric at farmhouseprintingco.com, which you may want to mention here in a second since I'm leading right into it. So Eric at farmhouseprintingco.com sends me a text message, and he says, "It's Tumblr. The word is Tumblr." Instead of big cup where you keep things cold in, glass.
I should have known that.
It's Tumblr.
When I was in the Southwest DeKalb marching band one summer, we had to sell tumblers.
There you are.
I forgot about that.
You Nimrod, it's Tumblr. No, he was very nice.
So why would they call something that you tip over
Tumbling.
and spill a tumble?
I know, a tumble. Or you take a tumble, or I want to be a tumbler. I mean, English is the worst language to learn because the same
Probably
word
with the
means
top
10
on, you
different
can
things.
it can fall and it's not going to spill or anything. So
But when we were young, there were no tops.
Yeah, they didn't have tumblers.
That was a new thing about the
Yeah,
90s.
if you tumble and they want to be a tumbler and stuff, it was all rolling, falling.
We took tumble. Our principal
it was
at
called
Columbia
tumbling.
Elementary taught us tumbling.
It was called
How to fall.
I remember how to do a backward somersault and using your hands as a backspring if you wanted to do a backward handstand somersault.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, who learns? Do they still learn that now?
I don't know.
I'll bet you they go.
That was the 60s, early 70s.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I mean, I remember
Mr. Schwartz.
Do they even have gym class? I don't even know.
I'm sure they still have gym class. Oh yeah.
A mandatory like
Oh
a.
yeah.
How often I forgot how often we have gym class? Twice? Was it once a week? Twice a week? It wasn't every day, was it?
3 times.
3 times.
Mine
a
was
week?
3 times a week.
Was it?
I think what it was on off. Like you'd have 1 week where it was 3 times a week, and the other week it was 2 times a
No,
week.
we did it regularly, but I don't remember how many days a week.
Well, then we
But it was with our uniforms and everything, gym shorts and the T-shirts and the whole deal.
volleyball and fencing and
Yeah.
swimming.
We man, when they had us on the trampoline, that was the biggest day of the year. We loved being on the trampoline.
Field day was
But again,
always
think
huge
about the time that all that took. That was a whole chunk of your day to get into the locker room, change your clothes, do the thing, go back and change your clothes, and go back to. I mean, that's a big chunk of time. I'll bet they don't do any of that stuff anymore.
Tell you how things have changed. At Parkview, this is like 1979, Mrs. Mulkey, there was I still don't know where it is. It's way back about a mile or two away from Parkview. There's a little pond with a waterfall. And we basically marched and walked on the side of the road all the way over to this pond in this neighborhood, swam in it, and then walked back. They never let you do that today.
You swam in the pond?
Yeah, and then we came back. Yeah, and walked back.
Oh my God!
On the side of the road.
I
They
can't
never
even
let you do that today.
I can't even imagine
we swam in the
today.
pond. I still remember some of the swimsuits stuff.
Well, it took my 22 to show and tells. I mean, so who, I mean, talk about times have changed. Holy crap!
There was one girl that was so far ahead of the rest of us
Really,
in
was she?
development.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we had one in my yeah. Who will
She had
ever?
a one-piece.
Yeah, ever
unitard.
forget?
Oh my
God. Nancy.
And of
yeah.
course, she
Well,
dated
no,
a guy who was in college. He would
Yeah.
pick her up every day. I was
Well,
like, oh my
Nancy,
God.
yeah, sure. Anyway, oh my. We got newsy stuff to talk about, but I'm kind of in a goofy mood. There was a couple. I noticed a little something on Twitter. Somebody has done a study showing, being now in summer vacation time with family and stuff, that a lot of families, not only because of gas prices, but because of everything in the economy and what the Democrats in charge have done, making it harder and harder to go afford a family vacation. And they mentioned, for example, if you're a husband and wife and you got 2 kids, you want to go to the movies? What's that, $90? I mean, anyway. And they did a comparison of here we go, going to Disney World or Disneyland. The parking, he did a comparison back from the 60s or 70s to compared today, not just the amount of how the percentage has changed, but how much the difference has changed in the inflation rate. For example, to park at Disneyland used to be 25 cents when we're doing the comparison day, which even today would be $2.50. So what used to be 25 cents compared to today should be $2.50. However, today to park at Disneyland, it's not $2.50, would be adjusted inflation rate. It's $30. $30 to park. That's 11,900% increase in the parking fee, which has really little to do with inflation. But that was the point of the study, is holy mackerel. I mean, when you put it that way, that's not good. That's not good at all. Did you see somebody sent on Facebook, and I put it on both my personal and the podcast Facebook pages, the latest cloud picture of the dog. All
That's
dogs go to
fake.
heaven.
That's fake.
I just well, those are real. Every one of those is real. Thank you very much. A couple of my little friend Gretchen sent me a couple of memes. One of them showing Casio Bangbangio Stupidio, and with a frown on her face, and it says, and a pair of handcuffs dangling from her neck. It says, "Congratulations to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on earning her Medal of Make-Believe today." we're gonna talk about it. Don't spoil it. Don't get ahead of me. But
We're going to reenact it.
I mean,
Stupid bitch. God.
also, a quick meme.
By the way, ABC, for most of the day, kept the tweet up saying she'd been handcuffed.
Oh my God! Handcuffed and taken away in chains, ladies and gentlemen. It's CBS the other day said, the January 6th insurrection that left 5 people dead. They still claim 5 people got killed on the Ashley Babbitt Day. Anyway, meme. If we know someone with dementia that has nuclear weapons, should we report him under the red flag laws? Yes. One of my favorites. Based on the truth, too. Carmela Harris's speechwriter is leaving after 4 months on the gig. Apparently, she's got to get going to where she's got to go because it's time to keep doing what she's been doing, and that time is every day. So that's good for her.
We got a shout out here.
Oh, shout out, please.
Tracy says, please send well wishes to my dad, Terry Osbalt, getting another new hip here in Athens. Rewards from being a former UGA football player. Says you have a mutual animal lover friend in Dr. Perino. And it says, Tracy,
the surgeon for Jack the Good Boy.
Tracy, thanks, the Kimmer space waitress.
Oh, no, Kimmer. God bless you, sweetie. And I'm sure your dad will be fine. They're good folks over there. That's right. My horse surgeon.
Is it Dr.
for Jack
Perino doing the hip replacement?
I think he is, because the guy kind of looks like a horse, she said. Didn't she say?
He's
No,
going
she
to
didn't.
be able to canter.
He can run on all fours, baby.
It's amazing. That's fast.
Did you see Kamala's comment on lighters?
On cigarette lighters?
Lighters.
Lighters? Each time you light your lighter gets lighter until your lighter gets so light that it won't light.
Oh, my God. I'll bet it was probably her thesis to get her law degree.
Oh, Denise just ordered a Kimmer Show tumbler.
There you are. There you are. That's what we got for Jennifer with a picture of it. And again, if you have a picture of anything you want, they can put it on whatever you want at farmhouseprintingco.com.
And Judy says she has a Kimmer Show margarita glass.
Oh, cool. I guess I'm not sure what that is.
Did you give those away at
I
one
guess.
point?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, but obviously they'll
I didn't get one.
contact him. Candace Owen had a great tweet the other day. Imagine if, in fact, I want to mention something about Tucker Carlson too. Imagine if the media had a verified diary entry from Ivanka Trump about her father taking inappropriate showers with her that turned into a nymphomaniac. It is just unbelievable that the media is not reporting on this sick and potentially pedophilic truth about Joe Biden. Stop protecting the predators. Again, the diary of his daughter became public, and in it she said, a certain member of the family molested me or treated me sexually inappropriately, and it may have been the showers I took with my dad, which I think probably were inappropriate. It may have led to my sex disease. Holy crap! I mean, and Tucker Carlson that night, when that news broke, Tucker Carlson said, how is it possible that not one member of the press corps would ask the question, excuse me, Mr. President, when is it ever appropriate for a father to take showers with his daughters? Ever. I mean, describe the circumstances. If you're at the beach and she's 3 and mommy's in, doing being somewhere, and so you go to take her. I mean, but even you wouldn't bring her in a men's shower at a public beach. Why would you do it in your? I mean, the whole thing makes me sick. But again, the media's not even covering that. Now, also the other night, Tucker Carlson basically came out and said that the President of the United States has been fed drugs by his wife, Jill Biden. And in fact, he mentioned a specific time the other night, a day, and oh God, I thought I wrote this down. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But Tucker Carlson made the point. He said the other day, before Joe Biden came out in public, his wife and his whoever the staff member is who's in charge of this gave him medicine, some kind of pep pills, and one of the staff members has revealed to Politico or the Daily Mail or someplace that he was a completely changed person after they got him the pills or the injections, and that he's basically almost incoherent part of the time of his day, and they have to feed him medicine to get him to function.
He's Hitler.
Yeah, well,
that's what they did with Hitler.
What is it, like extra strength Ritalin? Or
it's whatever it is.
Cocaine.
And Tucker Carlson came on publicly and said, how is it possible that nobody's mentioning this? I mean, why don't you ask him, Mr. President, what drugs do you take every day to function? We want the list of your drugs. I mean, really? If that were Trump, you don't think that'd be the first thing they'd ask every press conference? What's that? Jim Acosta would be screaming it from the back row? I mean,
the media is complicit with the downfall of this country.
It is. It actually.
They want it to happen.
It absolutely is. The cover-ups, and it isn't just the lies. The worst part is the cover-ups. The worst part is them not covering what you really need to know to make a decision. It's worse than slanting the news is one thing. We all slant everything we have an opinion on, but to deliberately prevent the American people from knowing. I mean, that's a crime. That's against everything that this country stands for. The reason we wanted to break away is because we wanted to be represented. We wanted to be heard and have a say in our own future. If you don't get the truth or the information, you don't get that. Anyway, I don't mean to be lecturing. What am I doing?
Kimmer Lecturing brought to you by FarmhousePrintingCo.com. Printing tumblers and the custom shirts and hats and signs and tumblers. No minimum order, no setup fees. Laser engraving now they have that. Laser engraving.
They do have laser engraving.
FarmhousePrintingCo.com. Kimmer Show t-shirts, Holy Crap It's Sports t-shirts, Jack the Good Boy t-shirts, Shannon Burt anything you want, they'll
Whatever
do.
you want, they can
Tumblers even.
There you are. I love it. There is I didn't know this existed. There's a website called The Glorious American, Satire for the Right and the Wrong. And here's an article. I just popped up on my phone, and I had never seen this or them before. Local man devoured by mostly peaceful shark, California officials say. Santa Monica, California. On Saturday, Santa Monica swimmer Doug Patterson was eaten alive by a great white shark. Thankfully, California officials have confirmed the 21-foot shark's interactions with Patterson were mostly peaceful. After consulting with marine biologists, we learned the shark went roughly 11 years of its life not devouring Doug Patterson. And then after wolfing him down, the beast has not done it since, Governor Gavin Newsom told the press. Because of science and data, that means this shark spent over 99% of his life being mostly peaceful. This shark is not a danger. Nay, this shark is a hero. In this report, California officials are also leaving the possibility open that the shark was provoked by Doug's insistence on being a white male. However, many within the government believe this attack may have occurred because the word leaked that the great white shark would soon be renamed to mediocre pale fish of privilege, thus angering the white shark community. Update: Doug Patterson's loved ones tried to gather for his memorial service, but thousands of protesters clogged the Los Angeles streets, making them very late for the funeral. When they finally arrived, city officials canceled the service, citing social distancing. Anyway, there's an example of yeah.
We got something going on with the cameras right now. Don't change them.
What?
Have you heard about the Chris Berman incident at the AllStar Game?
No.
Before the game, they had him behind a podium, and he's 6'5", 300.
Yeah, he's a big guy, yeah.
Next to him was Jeff Passan, who's a Keebler elf.
Yeah.
And next to him was Tim Kirkshin, who's the son of a Keebler elf.
Yeah, he's 4'2".
And the way the camera shot was, he's already bigger than both of them, but the camera shot made
was
him
he
look
first?
four times bigger than the other two.
If he's first in the row, he goes down as you just
that
said.
They were hobbits. Well, that's what we got going on here. He's got two camera shots
shaming
going.
What do we have?
And there's me on the left and you on the right, and look how that.
Oh my God!
It's because the camera is farther away from Kimmer than it is Pete.
Funny.
I actually moved it back a minute ago because of that and didn't realize it would be
I
noticed.
seriously look like a giant.
I remember there was a funny meme of, was it Jimmy Carter and Rosalind sitting in a great big chair and they were little teeny little people? And it was because of the angle, but it looked like they were in a little teeny chair.
Like Lily Tomlin.
Yeah.
And that's
and the operator chair or something.
Oh, by the way, Ruth Buzzy had a stroke. She had a series
I
of strokes.
saw that. In fact, her her husband is asking for prayers.
That's sad.
Ruth Buzzy with a hairnet sitting in the bench, and what's a little comedian's name?
Arnie.
Is it Arnie?
It was Arnie something. He passed away a little while ago.
Oh, God.
And
A
he
little
played the
teeny
old
guy with
dirty
the
old
glasses,
man.
and he came dirty old man, and she'd smack him with her purse.
Arnie something, I think.
I don't think it was Arnie. I don't think it wasn't Arnie. It was something, though. On Saturday night, from...
Artie.
Artie. Oh, crap. Artie. That's it. It's Artie.
Yeah, let me put Artie in here and see if the poor guy pops up.
And it wasn't Saturday Night Live. It
Artie
was
Shaw. No,
that's the band
leader.
player. That's the first thing I said, too. Artie. Oh, crap.
Okay, Artie laugh in. Here we go. Here we go.
Artie
Johnson. Died 3 years ago.
Artie Johnson.
Artie
I
Johnson.
had forgotten that entirely. Anyway, I can say. Oh, by the way, just a quick mention of what's going on as we speak. President Potato Head is in Massachusetts today, where he's trying to divert attention from how he and the Democrats are ruining our country by talking about the need for a climate emergency. And if he's been talking about establishing a climate emergency by edict, which would basically allow him to take over the oil and gas industry.
Yeah.
He could that's what Venezuela did.
Yeah.
The nationalized, and in fact, I heard a soundbite of California Congress disgraced Muskrat Head, Maxine Waters, who got caught saying, well, we need to socialize we need to have the oil and gas industry run by the national government. They said it out loud.
I know.
They've actually said the words. Anyway, but he's going to wait to do that or try to pull it off. And again, now all the pressure's on Manchin from West Virginia because he doesn't want to go with the da-da-da-da. Anyway, it's all a complete freaking distraction. It's all done, so we're not thinking about anything else. And if he does this and tries to pull this off, honest to God, they're asking for trouble. They're absolutely asking for trouble.
If he does that, that's pure-ass dictator stuff. Just like you said, Venezuela. and all this yapping about, we're going to lose our democracy. That's
please.
it.
They've taken away our democracy. They've taken away freedom of the press. They've taken away the First Amendment. They've taken away free press.
The whole clot shot is the definition of fascism.
Yeah.
The government mandating that you have to use a product that they're paying corporations to make.
Yeah, right.
With your money.
With your money. Yeah,
that's
with your
fascism.
Your tax dollars. Let me skip around. I got a bunch of things. I couldn't believe this yesterday. I'm like a year ago, I mentioned the fact that I got screwed from my credit card. Citibank sent me a nasty notice and charged me a bunch of money because they said I never paid my bill. Well, I always pay my bills. I mail them at least a week in advance. And so it turns out, and I know when I mailed it because I know the date of the check. And when I date my checks and I go to the post office, I go right to the post office. I don't even do it at my neighborhood place. Okay. And so I double checked, and sure enough, they said they never got the bill. And I went to the post office, and the post office had taped off the barrels because somebody had broken into them and stolen the mail. And it had happened 2 different times. Yes. And one of the times they broke into them was when I'd gone the next day to see, it was because they got my mail. Okay. Yesterday, I go to the post office, and again, I never on the weekend go to the blue boxes because over the weekend somebody's going to rob it. I know for sure. Yesterday, being Tuesday, I drive up just for kicks. It was right before they were going to collect it, so I didn't feel too bad. And I drove up, and both the blue boxes at the Old Milton Highway, Old Milton Road post office are both taped off because they keep getting robbed so much. You have to park your car and take your letter inside the post office to mail it. I mean, I can't believe it. I mean, I'm still willing. And it's what, 60 cents now? I don't care. I still think it's a great deal for 60 cents to have a mail go across country and be hand delivered in 4 days or 5 days, whatever. But still, I mean, it's unbelievable that you can't mail a letter at the post office unless you go inside.
Why don't we have a sniper position where he basically his own job is to be on the roof and shoot anybody breaking into the damn box?
Maybe do it with.
It's a federal thing.
It's a federal offense. It's a federal
Shoot
crime.
them.
Maybe do it with buckshot or
and a headshot.
Well, you don't have to
take them out.
Well, it could be a little severe, but again,
no.
I bring back the Red Dog units. Remember those guys? Oh my God! I think it was when I first got here in 1972, and it was a huge uproar. It was the first year or two that I got here. It was an enormous outrage with some people saying you can't do this because the local merchants have been so sick and tired of being robbed. They're just robbed all the time that they would have cops I wasn't called the Red Dog Squad, but that's what I referred to it as, and they would go behind one-way mirrors in the shops, in the liquor stores, and 7-Elevens and so forth, behind the one-way glass, and the rule was to the shopkeeper, when a bad guy came in and said, "This is a stick-up," just drop to the floor. You don't do anything else, just get down. And the next thing you heard was BAM! And they had a cop with a shotgun, blew the guy away.
Yes.
And it worked. It worked. How many people said, "It's got glass in that store. I'm not going in that store." I mean, it worked. And of course, then it was an outrage over civil rights or some horse shit, back in the early set. That was back, of course, when Maynard Jackson was running to be the first black mayor of Atlanta. So everything, it was a civil rights era.
They did it under black mayors too.
I know, but again, it was a time in Atlanta where things were, exploding in many ways. Anyway, bring back those boys. But again, I couldn't believe the post office. Now you have to go inside. You can't trust the property on federal property. The post office.
That's
Okay,
been going on for years.
Just unbelievable. Can we talk about Better Call Saul from the show the other night?
Yes, sir.
It's already been on, so spoiler alert, we're going to talk about it for a second. I don't think I explain something to me. We have an explanation of what happened to Kim,
But
I don't
awful
think
quick.
Yeah, I don't think is that. Well, my question was,
can't be
is that
it.
the end?
That can't be it.
I mean, she
just leaves?
Well, again, she goes to court. She announces to the judge, "I can't be a lawyer because I turned my lawyer card in." And then she goes home. And the next thing you see, the closing scene is when he shows up. Saul shows up, Jimmy, and he says, "You can't do this. You can't do this." She says, "I got da-da-da," and she walks out and fade to black. So she left, but we don't know whether that means she left his life and that's it. Because isn't there like 4 or 5 episodes left?
At least 4.
I'm trying to remember. I think it's 4 or 5, 6, whatever many left. But again, I thought one question I had was, is that it? I mean, that's not. I mean, I guess that's a good explanation. But where did she go? What's she going to do? Is she not going to be a lawyer anymore? I mean, I think there are way too many unanswered things if we don't hear what happens to her. So I'm assuming that there's way more to come. But again, that was one question. Second question: when they went to the sort of the fantasy images of him in the lavish place with the hooker, the call girl, and the
That's not a
curtains.
fantasy.
Well, I mean, is that what he became?
That's what he became. That's when he was really rolling. That's what his home life looked
After
like.
she left.
Yeah.
And maybe that is the end.
Because
then.
the beginning of the show, remember months ago, they're taking everything out of there. He lost it all. It's doing something. He lost it all. They're taking everything out, which is probably when he got caught. Remember he had to go underground?
Yeah,
That's probably where they took all his stuff.
When he became
'Cause
the,
they never
the
showed his
Cinnabon
home.
director in Cincinnati or Cleveland or whatever
In
it was.
Oklahoma
Well, I forgot where it was. I thought it was Nebraska. It was in Nebraska.
Omaha, man.
So I wondered about that, and I wondered about that because he got so excited when he opened up his ridiculous low rent, cheap storefront office. Yeah. So there must have been when I kind of
money
missed
hand over fist.
Yeah, I kind of missed the link in there. I guess is what it was. But again, my biggest question is, well, what happens to Kim if that's the ball game? Anyway, I don't, and it's pretty. It's a different. It's really different show. It's. I guess. I mean, I like it. I'm definitely watching it, but it's. I don't know. It's way different than it used to be.
Well, supposedly the big stars are going to make a cameo at the end of it too. So
well, I would assume so. Speaking of cameos and videos, did you see the video? And if you haven't, you really need to Google this. Georgia woman runs into the police cars. Did you see the video of this? It's in a town, Byron, Georgia, on Route 42, Highway 42 in Byron, Georgia. I don't know where that is. And the video from the cop's camera, honestly, if you haven't seen it, it's hysterical. I mean, so you see an SUV. She runs over, she slams into a cop car, backs up, slams into a cop car, slams into 2 cops who are trying to get into her car, runs over a speed bump they put to stop her, slams into another cop car and takes off. And it's the damnedest thing you've ever seen. And I keep saying, why didn't they shoot her? She's running over cops. Are you looking at it as I speak?
Yeah,
it's the damnedest thing.
Byron is down there on the way to Macon, somewhere around there. Yeah.
But it's the damnedest video I ever saw. And they finally get her out of the car, and she's a very large non-white woman, about 400-pounder. And all she could say, the reason they pulled her over because she was driving erratically. So they tried to pull her over. And when they did, she slammed into the cop car, drove into the cop car, and she's backing up into the cop cars. Cops are banging off her door. I mean, and
what
then
was the reason?
Then she gets out of the car, and she said, "I didn't do anything. You don't have a right to pull me over. I didn't do anything."
Oh, shoot her right
I
there.
swear to God, that's what she said. I didn't do anything.
Well, they don't shoot them because they may be having some kind of episode or diabetic thing.
The only reason I can think of, and it's a good one, I didn't realize till after the end of the story, they finally got to it, there was a kid in the car.
Yeah.
There was a kid, apparently a young kid. I didn't say who, how old or whatever, or if it was even her kid, but there was a kid in the car. But again, those cops showed unbelievable restraint, no matter whether kid or not in that car. And she was just, anyway, as a devastating video I've seen in a while.
She'll get off.
So deliberate, unreal. I want to ask you about the AllStar Game in a second. Also, a message of your favorite fruit. I guess it's probably not a vegetable like I always thought.
Guess who's discovered the cherry plums?
Oh, don't tell me. Save it for a minute.
Which reminds me, you forgot your drinks that he brought.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, there you go. I've got more if you want them. And are we going to do play the comedian guy today? Sure. We'll have a little comedian thing that's pretty funny. So that's good. But first, I want to remind you about, in fact, somebody was, I put something on my personal Facebook page, and something, maybe it was a podcast Facebook page, and the guy said, the Kimmer stumbling and being an idiot, brought to you by swapmywhip.com. So now our listeners are sponsoring my goofs.
I was reading TMZ.com this morning, and they actually used the term whip to describe Floyd Mayweather's car.
Oh, there you go. I'll bet that's something. But again,
$345,000 Rolls-Royce Cullinan,
Yeah.
which is mink fur-lined inside.
God.
And he paid $18,000 for the car seat for his grandson. That's also mink-lined.
Yeah, must be nice. Yeah, I got 20 grand right here in my teeth. Thank you. Appreciate it. Sorry, kids. There goes your nest egg. Did I mention that we do take donations? Well, anyway, swapmywhip.com. Or if you want to be a sponsor, Billy, God bless you, swapmywhip.com. If you got a car and you want to see what's out there and you want to maybe trade it in for something, but you're not sure what's going on, or you don't want to deal with the middlemen and the car dealers and so forth, swapmywhip.com. to find like-minded car owners when you don't want to go to the dealership and have car salesmen all over you, and avoiding the middleman entirely. Swapmywhip.com for your car or boat, jet ski, stuff like that. We get the picture basically, and use the coupon code KIMMER, KIMMER, for 180 days of free premium listings. Check it out, and you might just find yourself a great ride you've always been looking for, and both of you be happy. SwapMyWhip.com. Yeah, there we go. The AllStar Game. I didn't see much beforehand. I did see some of the introductions of players, and when Freddie Freeman was introduced in Los Angeles, a big rousing thing, and I thought that was nice. It was good, and he was, so. Do you have any reaction on any pregame stuff or ceremonial stuff or?
I watched 0 seconds of the entire thing.
Really?
Not
Nothing at all?
a second of it.
I didn't watch it either.
Screw it.
Yeah,
Screw it.
I
And I watched every one since I was a kid. The last two, that's to you, MLB.
Me too. I didn't watch any of the game. I did want to see when Freddie. I did try to get the introductions when Freddie was going, and I did see something for about 2 minutes when they had somebody on a mic, and they were when Ohtani got picked off first. Ohtani got picked off first by the left-handed Dodger pitcher Kershaw. And I think that's the only play I saw, and I stopped watching. But the thing that I did remember was that they were both laughing about it, and I remember that I made this point once before. I never had fun playing. I was never happy with other competitors playing sports. I was so freaking I wanted to kill them. I wanted to cream them. I wanted to, I didn't treat them with respect. I wanted to just do everything I could to make them suffer. I mean, in baseball, I put a guy in the high. It was the wrong thing, but no, for some reason. But again, when I see the big leaguers, the guy gets to first base and he's going, "Hey, how's it going, man? Good. How's your wife? Good." And they're joking and laughing, a good time. If a catcher and a guy comes up the bat and smacks him in the thing, "Hey, what's up with you?" A lot of them are good friends, and they may be changing teams, so they want to get along.
They're all in the same union.
And they're all in the same union, yeah. And they're all making. They're all, it's pretty good life, and they're all happy. And I thought to myself, I missed all that in baseball, playing my whole life playing sports. I missed all happiness.
That was a record. How he turned. We're going to talk about the All-Star break into a story about him.
Well, talking about something none of us saw might be a little hard.
The weirdest thing I saw was before the game, Mookie Betts, who's African American, walking around with a T-shirt that says, "Bring more baseball needs more black people in the ballpark.
Oh, for God's in
And
the
I'm thinking,
ballpark.
Who's keeping them from buying a ticket and coming to the ballpark now?
What black guy can't go to the ball game?
I know. They don't want to go. And that's what kills me is the responses to it were like, there were a lot of people saying, he's just trying to blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, he's not. He's trying to divide people again. No one's keeping black people from going to the ballpark. No one's keeping them from playing baseball if there's a baseball field anywhere near them. The problem is, it's not a problem. Black people have a mind of their own and have decided they'd rather play basketball and football. It used to be baseball. Now it's basketball and football. It makes more sense for them to play that. It's easier. It's
there's
more
also
money.
there's a commercial on right now when some famous black actor, he was in one of the John Wick movies, but he's talking about black men with cancer and how they need to help cancer treatments and stuff like that. Shouldn't you want to help anybody with cancer?
Yeah, it's just...
Well, the whole thing about this whole push about quit telling black people what to do.
Right.
I don't care if you're black or white. It's mostly white liberals doing it. We know better what's best for you. You need to be playing more baseball. We want to play basketball and football. I mean, it's insane what we're telling. Black people can totally figure out what they want to play and what they want to spectate.
And for the record, despite Tiger Woods, who probably had more impact on the world of golf than any living human being or any other, of course, Jack Nicklaus, Bobby Jones, but Tiger Woods, and I think everybody was expecting that all of a sudden the golf links would be swarming with black players and black children, and the first tee program would be over. Have you seen a lot of black golfers on
There's more than they're more used. Well,
there may be 3 or 4, but it's not like, if they want to play golf, they want to get into golf. But if there's not interest to them, you can't make a black guy. It'd be like if he'd had a sign saying, we need more black golfers, damn it. Well, maybe they don't want to be a golfer. I mean, what are you trying to make somebody by a racial quota system of sports?
Because they divide us and conquer us by dividing us. But almost every one of those international players added the British Open said the reason they were in it because of Tiger, especially the Japanese and the Asian players.
Yeah, but again, it's not. But again, of course, he's Cablinasian. Remember when he defined himself? But again, you can't. If you're going to try to do things by quota, you end up with a Supreme Court justice woman who's so stupid she doesn't know what a woman is.
Well, that's what they want, though. They want to. We're all tribes, and they want to keep us separate and not together.
And how about the newest podium girl, the little French Regine Gittin, the little stupide, little Miss Stupide Leguet, little black Leguet Le Chachine, that stupid podium puppet. My God, she may be the dumbest person I've ever seen in public.
She's an idiot.
I mean, honestly, and she was picked because she's gay, black, and tranny, or she?
Foreign
No,
or
she's
something?
not really
No,
a
she's
woman.
just gay.
Oh, she's just gay and black. So I thought she was also
she's passé. She's just gay.
bigender or something. Oh, Jesus, God. Sorry. Oh, before I forget, Pete sent a message from Ben Huff, the Pickle Man. Did you see this? Apparently waiting at my place today. It's, I assume, this afternoon.
He's there right now. With a jar of pickles.
Is a jar of pickles. So I will bring them inside immediately when I get them home.
Put them in the
Put them in the refrigerator, and I'll bring them on our Friday, and I'll keep them refrigerated.
Now, they're spicy, aren't they?
I don't know what he's bringing. I think
he said something about the spice. If they're spicy, I'm not going to eat them. You two can eat them, but still.
Well,
if they're regular, I'll eat them.
Oh, and by the way, he made it very clear. He said, "By the way, this is not. These are not for sale. This is not a donation. This is a gift. Do not think that you owe me any money for it." So anyway, so at least we're going in the right direction there, where people give us money. Which did I mention?
It's a barter thing. We give him a show. He gives us pickles.
Did I mention the teeth and the? Sorry, I just that'll be another 7,000. Oh, okay, yeah. Here you go.
We'll
Go ahead.
Chickens, cattle,
Jesus,
land. Well,
I mean, how could that not be covered by Social Security or Medicare or something for older? No, sorry. Okay, sorry. We had a minor debate, and I'm going to admit how stupid I am, and when I admit it, if it's true, it's true. Pete Davis, tell him about the suggested possible meme to put on Facebook, whether or not we should put it on Facebook that you sent around.
It made me laugh. It was so juvenile.
Describe what it is.
It's National Lampoon. They used to sell a T-shirt, and it says, "Are you still childish?"
It's just a white T-shirt with two squares to check.
Squares. Yes or no.
Yeah.
It says, "Are you still childish?"
Are you a child? It said, "Are you
no,
a
I'm
child?"
childish. Are you still childish? It doesn't say, "Are you a child?" Childish is the main word there because you're acting immature.
I'm sorry, but you're not correct.
All right, how much?
Oh, it says, "Are you childish?" I'm sorry.
All right, then.
Okay, so it says, "Are you childish?" and has 2 boxes, yes or no.
Yes or no. And the yes block is empty, but the no, someone wrote B on the end of no, so it says knob, and they drew a penis inside of the box.
And of course, are you childish? Now, I will admit to you this, because of the way the world is so twisted and everything else, honest to God, my first reaction had nothing to do with National Lampoon or anything satirical about little boys being childish. It was gender. It was, oh my God, is this one of those gender things where if you're a child, you don't know whether you have a penis? First thing that came to mind was, I've been brainwashed, and the first thing that came to my head was the debate over freaking gender and children. Can you believe that?
Oh, man. You're lost.
I mean, I'm screwed. I don't want to live that way. I mean, it's so funny when I finally looked at it and said, "Oh my God, are you being childish?" Yeah, a little penis, and it's like you got pee-pees and wee-wees, in the library books.
So tell them what happened.
And again, it's very funny. And so you wrote down Facebook page material, yay or nay, and I wrote down probably nay. Flounder said yay, and then I said okay, yay. But now tell what I don't know. Did anything happen because of this? Did you post it?
I just checked, and people.
Did you post it?
Yeah, 6 or 7 people have liked it, but no one's commented.
Okay, well, again, I didn't even go any farther because I was afraid to open it. It is funny.
It's funny.
It is funny. And it's not dirty. I mean, it's naughty.
It's
naughty.
It's naughty.
It's naughty. You can still be naughty. Especially it's Facebook. If you don't want a Facebook, don't go on Facebook.
It's a freaking kid's drawing.
Yeah,
there should be nothing wrong with this whatsoever.
Yeah.
If anything, it's just a tad bit childish, which is humorous.
But again, I'm admitting to you that my first reaction was one of the gender debate in America and whether or not this is affecting our children. I hate that. I just hate that. I mean, well, my sense of humor is now being chipped away at because of this horse shit that's going on with these freaking liberals who are trying. I mean, what are they thinking? What are they doing?
They're idiots.
I mean, this
their
can't be
game.
the right direction. Nobody believes this is good.
And what cares? We're the majority. Quit letting them dictate it. Say no.
Yeah.
Say no.
I know.
On the mask thing, say no. I'm not wearing your mask anymore. I'm
Yeah.
not your puppet.
Yeah, it's just wrong. For example, I'm gonna play. Let's play that comedian guy in a fun just because.
If Kroger brings that back, where you have to wear a mask go in there, I'm gonna make them some bitches pack up my groceries and bring them to me.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna make them work.
Or make them handcuff me with my invisible handcuffs, which is coming up here in a minute. Did you hear what GoFundMe's been up to? Finally, the DA in New York has dropped the charges. No kidding, for the bodega clerk who was attacked by the young black guy and stabbed by the young black woman who tried to steal a bag of potato chips because her welfare card was empty, even though her boyfriend, who was out in the car with the $300 T-shirt and the $400 haircut, came in and attacked the bodega clerk. The bodega clerk stabbed the bad guy, and the bodega clerk got arrested for murder. They finally now, because of the outrage, have dropped all those charges. But GoFundMe has banned people sending money to the clerk to help the clerk handle his legal defenses and everything. GoFundMe banned money going to help the clerk who stabbed the guy.
What was their reasoning?
But in Minnesota, the guy who was shooting into the family trying to kill them and got killed by the cops, the killer's family, the killed guy, bad guy's family, gets to have all the GoFundMe money they want.
And Black Lives Matter showing up, yelling at that woman and attacking her. So she came out and started screaming at him. He tried to kill me and my kids. And there's a stupid black woman there going, "Well, at least you're still alive."
And she said, "My children are black. This is not a black life. This is not a George Floyd thing."
My kids are black. They're in the
black
car here.
family,
We don't care. A black man was shot. He should be allowed to shoot into a house whenever he wants to.
Honestly, it's the damnedest thing. All right, hold everything. And by the way, we are going to play our comedian friend here in just a second. I thought speaking of racism, I thought was fairly amusing.
Can I say something for a second?
Absolutely.
I told you a few weeks ago about the guy who delivers stuff to the restaurants at my place, and he sings.
Yeah.
Like in the morning, I hear him singing Motown and stuff like that while he's doing it. And that's really cool to hear.
Yeah.
That poor bastard was out, was it Friday or Saturday night, where the deluge hit, the monsoon hit, and that poor bastard was halfway through unloading. He didn't have a raincoat, and he's out there singing blues songs about getting drenched in the rain. It was about 9:30 at night. He's the poor guy. I felt like going out and helping him, but I didn't.
He's high, believe me, he's fine. You think he's singing because he's happy? He's a delivery truck driver. What do you think he's doing there between, unloading the boxes? Anyway,
Singing in the rain.
this ridiculous portion of this ridiculous podcast is sponsored by our very good friends at M&S Title Pawn in the beautiful Bremen, Georgia. And again, I say it specifically, the letter M and the letter S, Title Pawn, M&S Title Pawn, because it sounds like I'm saying the word M&S, but of course that's not a word until you type it when you're looking for it on the web. Okay, so M&S Title Pawn, beautiful Bremen, Georgia. It's at 306 Laurel Street, Suite A. They're open Monday through Saturday. Check them out in person, M&S Title Pawn. Or if you want to give them a call, see what's going on, here's the phone number, area 678-821-3337. And if you want to look them up on the web, again, to M&S Title Pawn, if you spell it out, it spells manstitle.com, M-A-N-D-S title.com. Our friends in Bremen, Georgia on Laurel Street, M&S Title Pawn.
All right. Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
The scene where he wakes the whore up in the morning and Ezra leaves. She comes down to the breakfast table. He's
and he
on
gives
the phone.
her a nutrition bar or something.
Yeah, look what he's got over there.
You got one of those? He says, have a breakfast bar.
Take a breakfast
and
bar.
She takes two. She took two. Did you notice that?
I have these for dessert.
I tell you, I ate so many of those when I worked in the radio station because you got up early in the morning. You didn't have time to cook. I ate so many of those, I can't even smell them now.
I don't think I've ever had
They're
one.
good.
Try one, yeah. Here,
They're
take
good.
What's it made by? Oh, no, I was just...
No, take it. They're
Well, yeah,
really
just
good
try
if
it at
you're in
home
a
later.
hurry.
Yeah, it's a good late night
But I
snack.
can't-
Nutri-Grain, real fruit, strawberry, Kellogg's. Oh, it's like a Fig Newton kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it's
really
just like
good.
it.
Well, have you got more? I don't want to take your
Yeah.
last
I got 2 boxes.
Well,
Well,
telling you.
I will try one. In fact, I normally do have a little thing like this, but
good
not
stuff,
like this.
maybe.
But well, thank you. I will try it. In fact, I wish I had. I need to come up with a Kimmer menu cooking thing that I do just for the hell of it.
Oh, I made the Krusty, not Krusty the Clown. but
Oh, tell us about
the
you.
Crusties cranberry orange muffins. Tasty.
You made them?
Made them. It's a mix, and you just put a couple
And where'd
eggs in there.
Now
and
tell where you got
Kroger.
And it was called
It's called Crusties. It's out of
Crusties. Isn't that like from Family Guy with a dirty old
no,
man?
it's Simpsons. Krusty the Clown. No, it's Crusties. They've been around since 1920s. Out of Portland or Seattle or someplace. And it's basically they have all kinds of mixes. You can make muffins, and and I used to make pancakes with their stuff. It's really good mix.
Well, do they have
Comes
the
in a
cranberries
box,
in there and everything?
it's in a tin can. And the
What are
cranberries
they,
are in there.
like freeze dried or something?
No, they're in a can. They're
No kidding.
in a can, and you just put them in there and mix them up. And in 20 minutes, you got muffins.
Well, what came in the mix? I mean, what it was like
Basically,
the
it's
flour?
it's the flour and the can of cranberries, and you provide the water, the vegetable oil, and the 2 eggs. That's all.
I'll be damned.
And you mix it all together. You put it in
And
there.
do you need muffin tins or?
Well, yeah, I just grease it up with olive oil, then put them in there.
And you have actual muffin tins?
Yeah.
I don't think I have muffin
Well,
tins.
it's a tray.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but there are little holes in them for the muffins, right?
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Else it'd just be a big blob.
And now were the tops nice and crispy
Oh,
and
yeah.
crusty like muffin tops
In
ought
fact,
to be?
They tell you if you want, you can get you can make an orange glaze to put over
Yeah,
it.
that's
They tell
even
you how to
better
do that.
idea.
And all I do is I crumple up pecans and put it in the mix too, so it's
I
pecans.
thought you didn't like nuts. You never like nuts in your candy. I try to bring Snickers bars, some of them in here, and
I
you
eat
say, I don't want
Snickers all
that
the
damn
time.
nuts in there.
What are you talking
I
about?
brought you peanut butter.
I don't
and-
like creamy peanut butter. I
Oh,
love
my
I love
God.
crunchy.
You are so high maintenance.
But they're damn good. Damn good.
Now,
muffins.
what's this about the cherry tomato thing you were saying? Somebody likes cherry tomato or the cherry grapes or plums?
Kirstie Alley has discovered the cherry plums.
Kirstie Alley?
And she goes, these things are great.
And, but just a tweet thing or
Yeah,
Facebook
she just
thing?
tweeted a photo
I'll
of the
be
cherry
damned.
plums. And I ate a bunch. I stopped. Publix around the corner has them here, and
Yeah.
Trader Joe's has them. And about once a week or twice a week, I'll go by there while they're still there. They won't be there much longer, and grab some. And
Is
take
it a
them
real
home.
seasonal thing?
Yeah, it's real seasonal.
In fact, they used to have was it Tangelos?
Yeah, they still do. They still.
But and they only lasted when I was making my afternoon drink, when I had my little lemonade and iced tea at the John Daly with the vodka, and I'd put a big chunk of those Tangelos in there because it just added a little something real great to it, and they stopped having them. I think
Trader Joe's usually has the weird stuff like
I
that.
can't go to Trader
Why
Joe's.
not?
It's a whole project, right? Well, for one thing, I think the only Trader Joe's is in these shopping centers where there's the parking is like right next to each other, and you can't turn the corner without hitting somebody. Yeah. And there's all angles.
You go to that Publix where all you do is bitch about having to drive into the Publix.
Well, but it's a whole process. You go to Trader Joe's and it's like going to the mall.
The women are 1,000 times better looking in Trader Joe's.
Well, obviously I should go there for all the women who will be I can hit on while I'm at Trader Joe's. Hey, baby.
And by the way, the aisles are much shorter, so you don't have to walk so much when you stalk them.
Well, that's right. Man, I saw one the other day. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I mean, they're not wearing any clothes. All right.
Wait a minute. You're suffering from gumsjuka.
All right, let's do our comedian friend. We were talking about Black Lives Matter, and it's happened. This is, what's his name? Shane Gillis, maybe?
I don't know if you know that.
Oops, sorry. Anyway, Flounder sent this the other day, and I don't even know where you got it or where it came up, but the guy's pretty funny, and I thought it'd be fun to play a little funny guy for a second here. Here we go.
This isn't like a...
Oopsie daisy. Here we go. Oh, there we go.
We'll edit this part. I say we.
Stand by.
It's like being racist isn't like a yes or no thing. You know what I mean? It's not like you have it or you don't have it. Like being racist is more, it's like being hungry. You know? It's like, yeah, you're not right now. You know? It's like, yeah, you're not hungry right now, but a cheeseburger could cut you off on the highway. We're hungry all day.
Oh, that was it? I thought it went longer. That's all I heard. I thought it went way longer than that. Well, whatever. Anyway, his name is Shane Gillis, I think. Is that his name? I want to give him Shane Gillis.
Usually Bill Burr's the only one that can get away with that.
Yeah, but again, they're out there. I mean, it's good to see. Again, he didn't use the N-word or anything, but still, talking about it was pretty cool. Anyway, there you are. Okay, thank you.
All right.
No, really.
All right. Okay,
what else we got?
That little segue
I got a million
brought to you by
things.
Atlanta Custom Closets. ClosetPro.net. These guys are the experts. Atlanta Custom Closets. Call them at 404-255-0589. That's Atlanta Custom Closets, ClosetPro.net.
Absolutely. In fact, again, thank you to our buddy Rick, who not only is a sponsor, but also sent us his own personal check. I mean, God bless America. And again, we're really trying. I know we'll never make a living doing this, but we're trying to make a living doing this.
Flounder and Nutrigrain bars.
Yeah, there you are. We could maybe auction some of those off.
Nostalgic podcast, Podplast. Man, I love those Carnation breakfast bars. God, I did too. They were the chocolate.
They
were fantastic.
Those way back.
And I still use the chocolate drink, the Carnation mix. Those are good. That's good
I used
stuff.
to like Ovaltine.
We didn't have Ovaltine. In the South, there wasn't an Ovaltine thing.
But they have it now. You can find it. But I used to.
What was the one
Quick?
with rabbit?
Nestle's Quick.
We had Nestle's Quick and that. And Hershey's.
N-E-S-T-L-E-S, Nestle's makes the very best chocolate with Farfel the dog. Wham. Oh, my God. And who was it? Was it Buffalo? No, it wasn't Buffalo Bill. Who was the guy?
What guy?
On the guy who did this, Farfel the dog, the ventriloquist.
Paul Winchell?
Paul Winchell. And Jerry Mahoney.
Good actor.
Jerry Mahoney?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Creepy, but...
very creepy. Yeah. I had a crush on, who was that chick who had lamb chop?
Oh, yeah, we talked about her.
I liked her a lot. Oh, crap.
God, if you didn't ask me, I would have told you.
Oh, shoot. Sherry Lewis.
Sherry Lewis. Yeah, she was cute. Yeah, what about the little Hershey cans that you had to use the can opener on both ends to pop
absolutely.
them open? Yeah.
Well, there was no... I remember when tab openers came out on cans first time. Man, it was like,
How many times you step on them some bitches at the beach?
Yeah, there you are, because they were everywhere. Speaking of phonies, Ocasio Bangangio Stupidio, this was hysterical. The Capitol Police led her and Omar, the brother lover, who sneaked her way into the country by marrying her brother. And they were they were show them your handcuffs, Pete. They were among those people arrested by Capitol Police with their political protest. So Ocasio-Bangbango Stupidio pretends that she's handcuffed. When the cop puts his hand on her arm, so she pretends she's handcuffed, and then she forgets that and she starts waving, giving a high five to the people, and she goes and then pretends to be handcuffed again.
Ilhan Omar did the same thing.
Some of the tweets, the Capitol Police must have put invisible handcuffs on AOC. Let's see. There were several really funny reactions. You guys, AOC is such a victim that she has to pretend that the big mean policeman put her in handcuffs. She probably also thinks she wants to have sex with her, date her. She later addressed the fake handcuffs, saying, their favorite hobby by Republicans is to make conspiracy theories out of everything to distract you and keep you from what's talking about really important, that they tried to take away your right to bodily autonomy. 35 people, including 17 fakes in Congress, were arrested, including that Tlaib idiot. But again, the fake walking behind like she's in fake handcuffs, and it's just...
Her and Ilhan laughing their asses off.
Yeah.
Well, people were actually getting arrested for walking into the Capitol and spending 2 years in solitary.
Well, we're going to get to more about that too in a second. The greatest term I heard for her, for Ocasio-Bangbango Stupidio, is that she is a slacktivist. As a slacker who's an activist but doesn't really want to do anything to really get in trouble.
And all they become is lapdogs for Pelosi.
Yeah.
They were supposed to change things.
Yeah, right. Of course, I'm sure she complained about being dragged off by the hair and putting in shackles and so forth. But again, it does bring to bear what happened with the Stephen Colbert crew. Yeah. And again, the Capitol Police at least are doing something now, as opposed to what happened on January 6th when they were leading all the protesters into the Capitol building. Stephen Colbert's Late Show staffers lied about having credentials before they were into the Capitol to do their little protest. They lied to authorities about having the proper staff to be there. The police chief, the Capitol Police Chief, Thomas Manger, is very upset by the fact that the prosecutors have dropped all the charges.
Yeah.
Stephen Colbert's gang went in there. They warned the authorities, said, we're going to leave something under your door, left him a letter. 7 of the people who broke in there were with Stephen Colbert's show. Others were providing unarmed securities, including the comedian Robert Smigel, who he's just
Saturday Night Live stuff.
Yeah, he used to do a thing. And they said they were pretending to leave notes under the members of Congress's doors as part of skits, as an invitation to a cocaine orgy, as though Republicans go to their cocaine orgies all the time. Federal prosecutors dropped all the charges against the 9 crew members, saying they were never asked to leave the building by staffers who invited them. And the police chief says bullshit. It's unfortunate that despite all the evidence the department presented, including the group and its leader being told several times they could not be in the buildings without an escort, the U.S. Attorney's Office declined to prosecute any members of the group for unlawful entry. Unlawful entry is what they used as an excuse to put people in solitary confinement.
Yeah.
The people who walked into the Capitol, took some pictures, yay, hey, whoa, hey, and walked out again, were arrested. They came to find them using facial technology to have them identified on social media, came knocking on their doors and had them arrested after the fact, the ones who weren't arrested there. Tracked them down and arrested them. And that means lawyer fees, going to jail, getting bail, getting bonded out, probation, house arrest. I mean, records. I mean, this is unbelievable. And these guys, of course, cleared entirely.
There's justice system for the rich and a justice system for the Democrats and liberals.
Yeah.
And then there's the rest of us that actually have to go through the justice system.
I mean, it's so clear. And again, all those protesters who
face.
got arrested in the summer of 2020 and 21, the federal prosecutors, in the name of justice, dropped the charges.
They're all,
All free and
And
clear
we're supposed to
go.
obey the law. We're supposed to respect the law. Are you kidding me?
Well,
but you see that post, that kid, 22-year-old, not a kid, in Indiana, stopped the guy in 15 seconds, pulled out his pistol.
At the mall, yeah.
40 to 50 yards, 10 shots, 8 hit the guy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
By the way,
and you talk about, that's not in the gun range. That's with pressure.
And that's what, to try to stop a killer in the mall. And again, he was never in the service. He was never. He trained. Obviously, was trained with his pistol, but it wasn't like he was military trained. But again, he was a civilian trained in the use of firearms, which everybody should be. And I will tell you this. I'm no a fantastic expert shooter. However, I can promise you a pistol is rarely good at 50 yards.
Right.
Anybody who's ever shot a pistol will tell you, when you go to a pistol range, if you don't start out at maybe like 10 yards for the target, you're crazy because you're not going to hit it from 50. If you set it down at the end of the range, you're not going to know. You're never going to hit it. I mean, you might hit the thing that holds it once or twice.
Poor guy holding it.
You'll hit the clamp that holds the target and the paper on it. But again, I mean, for what he did was, and again, live action where the guy's lured about getting shot and moving. I mean,
Well, the meme was
Wow.
one civilian with a gun, a constitutional carry, was more efficient than 376 police officers in Uvalde.
Yeah.
And it's
in
true.
Uvalde, Texas, because they did nothing, because they waited. Excuse me.
He's blowing his nose in case.
No, sorry.
was asking.
And
It was funny. I was talking to a friend who's more of a lefty, and we were talking about the mall shooting, and he was like, "What was that kid doing with a gun?" I was like,
Oh my God!
That was
Thank
one
God
of
he had a gun.
my point exactly.
What was he doing with the gun?
Yeah.
What is he not doing
Saving
with a gun?
people's lives?
Saving,
What
that's
else
a
you
pretty
need?
good answer there. What's he doing with a gun? What is the other guy doing with a gun?
Yeah.
How about what's the bad guy doing with a gun? I'll maybe ask the bad question.
What is it?
about
Liberals
the
never
bad-
care about the victim. All they care about is
Jesus.
the criminals.
I mean, well, he was never hugged as a child.
Society's fault.
Here's one of the reasons why it's going to get worse, you guys. Have you heard about the new summer camp in Portland? The Antifa Summer Camp. It's called Budding Roses. It's a group called Budding Roses, and they have founded a project for the Black Rose Noza Negra Anarchist Foundation to have that's what it's called, the Rosa Negra Anarchist Foundation, to hold a free 2-week summer camp to students from the 4th to 8th grades. Okay? This is children. These are what, 9 to 14 or 12, 11? What's 8th grade?
Well, it's a grade
14.
in between 7th and 9th, but that's not
Let's
important
say
right
they're
now.
8th graders.
Yeah, they're 8th graders.
They're 8th graders. You bastard. Joey. Anyway, and here's some of the subjects in the summer camp for the Antifa people in Portland. Inspired by global examples of mutual aid and popular education projects, such as the Black Panthers Free Breakfast Program and Paulos Freire's Pedagogy of the Oppressed. Resources for the camp website are Protest and Chant Book, Tear Gas for Portlanders Guide, a walking tour of Radical Portland, a police abolition activity to abolish police, white supremacy reflection activities. They hold the camp annually with Budding Roses utilizing churches, city parks, and taxpayer money to develop the next generation of social justice activists. And the city of Portland authorized the group to conduct its camp at a city park and has granted the camp its Spirit of Portland Award for being the best nonprofit initiative of the year.
They're afraid of them. If they say no, they'll tear the city apart.
Holy! All right, one of the comedians last night on TV. I was reacting to this, saying, "Okay, at least we know now. Every time some white, overeducated white activist mother, we went to Oberlin or Wellesley College, shows or Amherst or shows up with her kid for this camp, have the parent arrested and the kid taken away. You'll be doing America a favor. I mean, what kind of people would want it?
It's like the Klan doing that.
My God.
And the city saying it's okay for the Klan to do it and giving them an award.
The Spirit Award for the best nonprofit
The emblem
idea.
is two children holding their fists up in violence. It's and they have on tape Andy Ngo, the guy who's been covering them for the last few years, and almost died because of it.
Yeah.
He's got a tape of one of them, one of the founders, talking about how they're literally going to groom the kids.
That's what they're there. Fourth graders.
Yeah,
Fourth grade.
that's what Castro did. What Mao did.
Well, that's what China's doing now. They're getting teaching young boys how to be masculine. They're training young boys how to be tough, how to be real men. I mean, that's what we used to do when we had gym class and we had tough guys who were, ex-football players and so.
All named Butch. And the
Yeah,
women,
right.
all named Butch.
And the women were named Butch, too.
All with crew cuts.
And nobody gave me any crap, I can tell you that. You didn't mess with our gym teachers.
Actually, our gym teacher, Ms. Mulcahy, was so hot.
Oh, really?
And she, me and my friend, she hated us because we would never stop, pulling
Goofing
shit.
around, yeah.
Yeah, she hated us. In fact, we were fencing. She always put us up against the girls, and then she claimed the girls won. Wait a minute. Now, she didn't even touch me that time.
By the way, it could be getting worse. Have you seen Brad Pitt's latest modeling shenanigans?
No, what's that?
Brad Pitt is wearing a skirt.
What's the matter with him?
Brad Pitt was showing his unique sense of style, unquote, walking the red carpet in Berlin yesterday for a screening of his new film, Bullet Train. 58-year-old Brad Pitt struck a pose in his unconventional ensemble, which consisted of a brown raw hem knee-length skirt and matching jacket. I put the picture on the Kimmer Show Facebook page.
Is it like a kilt?
It showed some of his leg tattoos, including a rhinoceros face and a skull. According to British Vogue, Brad Pitt once anticipated men would add skirts to their wardrobe collection while promoting his film Troy in 2004. He was photographed by famed photographer Mark Selinger in a variety of dresses, appearing on the cover of Rolling Stone in 1999, before he and Jennifer Aniston got hooked.
Flounder's got a photo of it across the room, and I looked up, and it looks just like the comedian actress Jane Lynch.
Yeah, right from the dog show, or Best in Show, or whatever it was. Let's see. Oh, I've got to mention that's coming up later. Oh, and the fact check thing.
It's National Hot Dog Day, by the way.
Oh, it is.
Yes, it is.
Well,
Where can you get a good hot dog now? I mean, the Varsity is closed at Cheshire. Where's a good place to get a hot dog? Mike's. Used to be one called Mike's, but it's closed.
Man, those couple of years I spent in Chicago 40 or 50 years ago, whatever it was, the TV crew would know all the greatest hot dog and kielbasa places. Oh, God. And they would get them. And when you get a hot dog like that, it's got onions and peppers and relish and mayonnaise and tomatoes and I mean, you can't hold it. Pickle. I mean, Jesus.
Does Chick-fil-A have? Didn't they used to have hot dogs? Who used to have hot dogs? McDonald's or Burger King used to have hot dogs?
We used to have places that had the little mini hot dog ranch.
Crystals
used to have little
has
mini
them.
hot dogs. You could eat about 10 of those babies.
The chili
and they
cheese
were
pups? But then, my
Oh.
God, for 48 hours.
Yeah, you can't do
Open up
anything
the
but.
sluices at both ends.
You'll pay for it. But, man, those little bastards were great. I remember as a treat, I'd bring a bunch of them home one day.
Well,
Just
on
stop
Far Road, when we worked at the Babylonian
Yeah.
Ziggurat at WGST, there was that Crystals at the end of the road there, and you
Yeah.
could get there at 3 in the morning. God, I saw some things in that drive-through.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
And then I'd go in there and eat it, and Howard Cutter would come and go, "What the hell have you been eating?"
You could tell. Did you see our idiot newcomer residence, Prince Harry, and that little ball buster Meghan Markle? He got tarred and feathered on social media when he made a condescending speech trashing America and our Supreme Court reversal of Roe versus Wade when he gave his speech on International Nelson Mandela Day at the United Nations.
Who is he? A
Right.
failed royal.
Right.
To talk to the United Nations like his opinion matters?
Kicked out of the royal family, basically, and Meghan Markle, who is just, a turd in the punch bowl in church for nowadays. Harry took an aim at conservative policies, claiming the role. His Prince Harry, a Britisher, said the rolling back of constitutional rights in the United States represents a global assault on democracy and freedom. Well, Eddie Zipker, a columnist, said, gee, you owe everything you have in life to the title of nobility that was bestowed upon you at birth. You should feel free not to lecture anybody about democracy and freedom. What do you know about it? You didn't earn it.
Thank you.
An aide to Margaret Thatcher said Harry is promoting propaganda at his wife's behest. He's increasingly just a mouthpiece for Meghan Markle's far-left political activism, a sad decline for a once hugely popular figure actively undermining the British monarchy by engaging in political attacks and damaging the image of the royal family in America. A senior fellow for America Greatness wrote, "Go home, little boy." UFC fighter Tim Kennedy pointed out the irony of Prince Harry's speech, tweeting, "A prince from the British royal family telling Americans they should be disarmed," and included a GIF of The Office main character Michael Scott laughing about it. In Jerusalem, a contributing editor, the British royal family, they have no right to condemn this. Sorry, Harry, your family lost the right to lecture Americans on democracy after the whole taxation without representation thing many years ago. And an author and lawyer slammed him, tweeting, "Why is he speaking at the UN? Why is he speaking anywhere on something he doesn't know anything about? Maybe he should just stick to his Nazi cosplay," or he used to dress up like a Nazi at a Halloween party or whatever it was. Maybe the only place Prince Harry should be a keynote speaker is at an international beta male convention. What a complete low testosterone loser. I mean, that's a great point. She cut off his balls.
I know. She must have the best snatch in the world.
She must do things to him that he's never experienced before by a British girl. I mean,
British?
there is no
American.
No, I'm saying, but he never had a British girl who did the stuff that this American's doing. I mean, there's no. How do you? He was a warrior. He wanted to go to. He was a helicopter gun pilot.
What happened?
She cut his balls
That's
off.
what the Joker said. What happened? Did your balls drop off?
Yeah, dropped off instead of drop down. They're supposed to drop down. Anyway, I don't get it.
She's cute. She's not that good looking.
Well, she's pretty, but although I try to find this video. If you look at her, if she's just kind of straight faced, if you're just seeing a picture of her, she's a very pretty girl. She's a beautiful girl. If she really laughs a lot, she looks like a monster. She looks like the Joker. Her mouth goes way up and off to the. Honestly, if you see her really, really laughing, really uproariously laughing, she looks like a monster. But she's got a beautiful face until that thing. Also, speaking of racist and how she says the royal family's all a bunch of racists. Emmett Till in the news again. Pete, you'll be happy to know. Oh, it's a huge story
it's Wednesday.
Today. Yeah, it's Wednesday. The Al Jazeera Constitution bi-weekly Emmett Till story. It's a huge story with a color photograph and everything. Really? As you know, Emmett Till made the mistake apparently of whistling at a white girl when he was in Mississippi. But because he lived in Chicago, his mother's house is now becoming a house to preserve historically. Yep. It's the West Woodlawn neighborhood of Chicago, one of 24 historically significant sites, sharing $3 million in grant money for the African American Cultural Heritage Fund because he lived there and he got murdered in Mississippi, but because he was in Chicago and the mother in Chicago had his casket be an open casket when he was buried so that people could see what racism looks like, unquote. So, and this, of course, is in the story and everything. So, again, it's our bi-weekly Emmett Till story on why we should all apologize again for being white from 1955. My family sold their slaves way before 1955, and they were New Englanders. Have you heard what's going on at the East Side Elementary School in Marietta? No. I think I put this on Facebook, a picture of this too. Cobb County School District now said, no, wait a minute, you guys. The East Side Elementary School in Cobb County came out with a new logo. And it's a logo that says East Side, and it's blue and white, and it's kind of a 6-sided, I forgot what you call that, a sectagonal something, or maybe a 6-sided emblem, and it says a GA for Georgia on the top, and then on the bottom for GA, and then it says East Side for the East Side Elementary School, and then it shows the wings of an eagle. Where the eagle is looking to his right. Okay, it shows the spread wings of an eagle, like you see in almost every other place of an eagle, and he's looking to the right, and he's holding arrows of peace, just like the American eagle on the quarter or whatever he is in a thing there, one on that side.
No.
Well, he's holding arrows of peace.
That's the wrong eagle.
Well, anyway, now the problem is that there is a similar logo of an eagle spreading his wings, looking to the eagle's left side, and instead of holding the peaceful arrows and flowers below in his talons, he's holding the Nazi swastika. And so, sure enough, people said, "Whoa, wait a minute! That's the Nazi symbol." And Mike Albuquerque, the father of 2 students who are going to be attending the school next year, says, I don't want to see my kids wearing that on their shirt. It looks like the Nazi iconography. Georgia's second largest school district, Cobb County, says, well, you can't use that yet. We're going to have to review it.
Flash it to me. Holy shit.
I mean, but there were a lot of, the American eagle, look at the American coin with the eagle holding the talons. Yeah. That's an American eagle with his wings spread.
How about the old NRA symbols? It looks just like the NRA symbol.
There's a lot of them anyway.
It does look remarkably similar.
Yeah, but again, they got to be politically correct, and so now they're going to have to change.
That's politically correct. That's just a little too close for comfort.
Well,
there's other eagles you could use.
I guess. Anyway, it's just, it's another thing. Instead of talking about CRT and everything else, we're worried about the emblem for one elementary school in the entire county. But whatever. I hope you're happy. That'll be fine. Everybody will be good. No, it's okay. Totally fine by me. Let's see. Oh, a word of wisdom. Or, I'm sorry, this isn't actually wise at all. A word of advice in case you have a child who was in the swimming club in Atlanta called the Dynamo Swim Club. Oh. This is apparently after the year 2002. There's a former swim coach that's been arrested here in Atlanta. He used to be a swim coach in Colorado from 1997 to 2002. His name is John Michael Bieber, B-E-B-E-R, John Jon Beber. He coached the Dynamo Swim Club in Atlanta. There are a lot of different locations, and they're not sure where he may have taught. But apparently sometime after 2002, if you had a child who was taught at the Dynamo Swim Club in Atlanta, it's possible that he may have run into this guy, John Bieber, and if he did and something happened, they want to know about it. He's been under arrest, Atlanta police.
I mean, that's when I was in high school, I had a friend who swam for Swim Atlanta.
Yeah.
And that was the big thing. It was either you're a Dynamo or you're a Swim Atlanta.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still the case, but that's big.
Well, and this guy just got arrested. He's what's his age? He was held in the Fulton County Jail waiting extradition to Colorado. And they're hoping maybe somebody will, if you have a Crime Stoppers or whatever, if you know a guy, John Bieber, who was a coach at Dynamo Swim Club in Atlanta back within the last 20 years. Also, just out of curiosity, in the press, there are 3 major stories out of China. From the Al Jazeera Constitution. One of them shows that China's got a GPS tracker used in 169 countries, which allows people, hackers, to get into your software. Not only will allow them to hijack your any vehicle that has a China GPS on it, it can cut off your fuel supply and can seize control of the vehicle. As a hacker, Chinese GPS. Also, China is warning Nancy Pelosi against going to Taiwan. If you do, you'll have grave consequences. And China's now had to apologize for breaking into the homes of people who have been taken to a quarantine hotel. When they take you to a quarantine hotel in China, they break into your house to see if anybody's hiding in there. and to see if they need to disinfect the premises. Then they seal the doors and change the locks on you. Well, they said some people are being punished now. It was a little too far. They really shouldn't be, going into your house and then changing the lock so you don't have a home anymore. I don't know. Yes, it's just but that's like that's China.
But give up your guns.
Yeah, but make sure you don't
give up your guns.
Make sure you can't do anything about it. Oh, dear Lord.
I pissed off a Chinese guy during the Beijing Olympics, and we argued for like hours on Twitter.
Really?
And I pissed him off, and I kept thinking afterwards, that son-of-a-bitch is probably going to sick his government on my computer.
I guarantee he knows how to wire a detonator. Let's see. Oh, is this amusing or not? Somebody sent me a meme of a senior trying to reset his password. Since you guys make fun of me all the time about not knowing anything and stuff, would this be amusing? A guy responding with Windows. Windows, please enter your password. User, cabbage. Windows, sorry, the password must be more than 8 characters. Boiled cabbage. Sorry, the password must contain 1 numerical character. 1 boiled cabbage. Sorry, the password cannot have blank spaces. 50 damn boiled cabbages, all written together. 50 damn boiled cabbages. Sorry, the password must contain at least 1 uppercase character. 50 damn boiled cabbages. Sorry, the password cannot use more than 1 uppercase character consecutively. 50 damn boiled cabbage slowly shoved up your ass. Don't you give me access now. Sorry, the password cannot contain punctuation because he had an exclamation point. User, really pissed off. 50 damn boiled cabbage shoved up your ass. You dumb. You'll give me access now. Sorry, that password is already in use. Somebody posted this too. I thought this was particularly appropriate, especially if you're going out shopping or like I found just buying. Are you still buying a lot of delivered lunches and stuff? Has price gone up?
Yeah, price has gone up. So
I mean, you've noticed it though, right? Well, here's this was posted at one particular local restaurant who wanted people to know what he's paying to make the stuff that you buy. Fryer oil 12 months ago, $12. Now, $50. Chicken wings by the case, 12 months ago, $45. Today, $175. Takeout boxes, 12 months ago, $25. Today, $95. This is the same, he writes, for all of our cleaning, our paper, and the food we use. If a local restaurant adds a few dollars to your meal, it's not to get rich, it's to continue to stay in business.
And the same people who have caused this are now wanting to nationalize and take over the oil and gas industry.
If Joe Biden gets away with this declaration of emergency, I mean, I'm telling you...
That's not how our government's supposed to work. That the president just says, we do this, and then we do it.
Did you see the note that Hector wrote the other day when he took his kids? I thought it was kind of interesting. Hector he said, I realized my kids have never seen the original Dumbo. Yeah. The movie Dumbo. So we went to play the movie on Disney Plus, and this popped up on the screen before the movie. This program includes negative depictions, and it's again about an elephant. This program contains negative depictions and or mistreatment of people or cultures. These stereotypes were wrong then, and they are wrong now. Rather than remove this content, we want to acknowledge its harmful impact, learn from it, and spark conversation to create a more inclusive future together. We are committed to creating stories with inspirational and aspirational themes that reflect the rich diversity of the human experience around the globe. To learn more about how stories have impacted society, visit Disney.com. Stories matter.
It's all because of the 2 crows.
Yeah, the 2 black crows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking like black crows.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah.
Well, it was the thing.
That's what it was.
You know, Uncle Remus, for God's sake, Uncle, don't be put me in that briar patch. You know, I mean, come on, you can't. I mean, how can you? It just kills me.
Oh, Brett Fox, don't throw me in the briar patch.
Don't throw me in that briar patch.
The Tar Baby's one I always got.
Tar Baby, absolutely. My mother used to call me Tar Baby because I used to play in. Growing up as a baby boomer, all the subdivisions were all being built, so there was construction. Every neighborhood was brand new. There were no subdivisions in 1940. Yeah. In 1950, there were 1 million of them. So every acre was being built with something, and that meant the rows were being tarred. And every single neighborhood had strips of fresh tar poured from trucks, because that was what they did daily. I mean, there was so much construction. And I used to go play in the tar. I used to take sticks and rocks, and I'd make little forts with the hot tar in the summertime. I mean, really, and I used to come back covered in tar, which, of course, you can't get out of clothes. So she'd call me Tar Baby, but it wasn't, anyway. Whatever. Let's see. Have I got any other kind of meme things I wanted to get to today? I thought I did. Oh, wait, I might... I talked about Candace Owens. I did that one and the magic thing. Yeah, I guess I did probably pretty much just all of them. But I do have a couple of historical things which I thought might be. Flounder sent this along. Speaking of being on the internet and so forth, internet replacing storks nowadays. A little boy goes to his father and asks, "Daddy, how was I born?" The father answers, "Well, son, I guess one day you'll need to find out anyway. Your mom and I first got together in an online chat room. Then I set up a date via email with your mom, and we met at a cyber cafe. We sneaked into a secluded room and Googled each other. There, your mother agreed to a download from my hard drive. As soon as I was ready to upload, we discovered that neither one of us had used a firewall, and since it was too late to hit the old delete button, 9 months later, a little pop-up appeared that said, 'You've got mail,' M-A-L-E." So, anyway, that's Flounder.
Very cute.
Right over there. What's that?
That's very cute.
No, it's cute. It was very cute. I'll tell you, he was cute. Donna Dixon. I always had a crush on her.
She was cute.
Donna Dixon, 65 years old today, married to Dan Aykroyd. Not anymore. They consciously uncoupled, I guess. She was in his movie Spies Like Us. And she was in Bosom Buddies. But Donna Dixon is not Donna Douglas, who was one of Beverly Hillbillies. Right. Julianne Hough, the dancer and star TV girl, is 34. Giselle Bundchen, Tom Brady's wife, 42. She never did anything, doesn't do a thing for me. Those great big giant runway model girls with the big cheekbones and the long hands and
scary.
They're just they're not. You got to make two trips.
She ties him up at night.
I guarantee she hurts him. She does stuff Sandra Oh. Boy, she's been acting in a lot of things in the last 10 or 15 years.
Sideways.
Yeah. Sandra Oh is 51. Carlos Santana, 75 today. You know the name?
Overrated.
What's that?
Overrated.
They say he was one of the great rock. Anyway, Dean Winters. You may not know that name. Dean Winters. I think of the girl who does the commercials for the Ajax soap or whatever it is. Dean Winters is 58 years old. Dean Winters is a guy who played Liz's boyfriend on 30 Rock, and he's the Mayhem guy in the Allstate ads.
Yeah.
You better get insurance. I'm Mayhem. That's Dean Winters. 58 and probably making millions doing that silly commercial. I guarantee it. Nationals pitcher Steven Strasburg is 34. Is he back or still
34.
hurt? 34.
He's halfway back. You never know with him.
In fact, I'm kind of guffawing like you are because I remember him. It didn't seem that long ago when he was a new star.
I know. Damn. 34.
God, that was like 12 years ago. That can't be right.
Yeah. And they coddled him.
Holy cow.
Well, they coddled him.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, remember they had a 100 pitch or 90 pitch limit or something, or 80 pitch limit.
Probably cost him a chance at the World Series back then.
Yeah. And in fact, didn't that cost him, the manager, his job? Didn't he get fired over that?
I don't know.
Or maybe that was at Boston. Somebody got fired over. I think he got fired over not using his pitching staff. I think that was his specific reason. I could be wrong. 1968, Paul McCartney was at a friend's house watching a British entertainment show. When on this day, up pops his fiancée, Jane Asher. She's the inspiration behind his songs We Can Work It Out, And I Love Her, and All My Lovin'. Imagine Paul's surprise watching her on TV when she announces that their engagement is over. It's off. And he said, "Excuse me?" That's how he found out they were no longer engaged on TV. 1954. The Blue Moon Boys made their live debut in Memphis, appearing on the back of a flatbed truck for the grand opening of a new drugstore. The Blue Moon Boys got their name from a song they had just recorded, Blue Moon of Kentucky. The band members were Bill Black, Scotty Moore, and Elvis Presley, 1954. 1968, Iron Butterfly's second album hit the charts, featuring the 17-minute titled track, which took up the entire second side of the LP in Agata Davida.
Oh, my God.
God.
My friend Jeff's older brother, Doug, he was into that group. And he made us come over to his place one day. He goes, "You guys never heard? This will revolutionize the way you look at music." And he made us sit there. And I'm saying there was some pharmaceuticals going on and some alcohol going on. And he made us sit there and listen to the whole thing until he passed out, and then we left.
Yeah, go home
It was
quick.
the worst thing.
It's like people who got of a certain age and they realized, gee, you really had to be high to listen to the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
When they started hearing the songs, 20 years later when they were sober with their kids. Oh my God, we heard that? My God, indeed. What's that?
The time changes on some.
Yeah, that's for sure. I got to find my thing here. Oh, hold on a
That's what
second.
she said.
No, I got it. I got to find my thing.
That's also what she
Wait a minute. Oh, come on.
You want me to do my thing?
No, yeah, you do your thing. You got one first?
This may be the best opening ever in a book. The book is called Thermodynamics and Statistical Mechanics. Here's the first three sentences. Ludwig Boltzmann, who spent much of his life studying statistical mechanics, died in 1906 by his own hand. Paul Ehrenfest, carrying on the work, died the same way in 1933. Now it is our turn to study statistical mechanics. No, it's not.
I don't think.
It's not going to kill ourselves.
Oh my God. Anyway, hold on a second. I do have an update on a very famous incident in history,
Yes, sir.
including something that I witnessed with my starter wife in the parking lot in Tempe, Arizona. But first, Dead Crow Defense. Ready to arm patriots like you. And this is not a gun store. Dead Crow Defense is your personal arms dealer. You've been looking for ammo. You've been looking for guns. Dead Crow Defense. I'm telling you, my friends, ask Flounder. He can tell you from personal experiences. Dead Crow Defense is never going to scoff when you try to find a specific. You're looking for 9mm and people say, "Oh man, it's well, don't worry about it. Dead Crow Defense will take care of what you're looking for. Your personal arms dealer. When you request ammunition, you're going to get it. They make firearms and suppressor and ammunition and gear sales as easy and painless as the old-fashioned way used to be, with personalized customer service and, of course, quality products. Hasn't been this easy and quick to buy a suppressor in America since the 30s. Average customer only has to wait maybe 60 days or so to get approvals, as opposed to the other guys. Dead Crow Defense, it's not only firearms and ammo, it's personal defense and security gear. And well, check them out. Go to the website, deadcrowdefense.com. Check out online. You'll see all their in-stock items will ship the next day. If you're looking for something and you want to give them a call, they love to answer the phone. Here's the number, 678-576-9117. Or shoot them an email, sales@deadcrowdefense.com. Again, the basic address is deadcrowdefense.com. Your personal arms dealer. Reach out directly. They'll take care of business for you. Be sure to tell them the Kimmer sent you. Please, please. And really do support and endorse our endorsement sponsors, because it helps us keep going, and we appreciate. Times are tough, and these people are, making a commitment, and we appreciate it. I truly do. And if we can help you guys, and if you want to be a sponsor, we'll go out of our way to try to make sure you're happy in every way.
John's paying a lot of attention to my crotch.
Oh, really?
Says, "Pete,
how's that possible?
Do we need to take up a collection to get you a different color pair of shorts?"
I look like underpants.
These are the only good pair of shorts I own.
They're khaki, so they look like underpants, or you can't see them.
Well, I don't know.
I told you I used to wear shorts when I did the weather at Channel 5 on TV and on weekends, and I would stand up at the end of the show when they had the wide shot of the set, and it looked like I was wearing underpants with my jacket. In history, on this very day in 1969, I was watching, I know a lot of people who were, is in the parking lot with my wife at Tempe, Arizona, when I'd come back out of the Marines. It was at Arizona State University on this night in 1969, watching the moon. Neil Armstrong took the first step on the moon. Buzz Aldrin would follow. Neil Armstrong actually misread his own words. Neil Armstrong wanted to say, "This is one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind." And he said, or he got it backwards. The one he wanted to say was not the one he actually said, and he kind of felt bad about it. It still made sense.
Great. Yeah, it's fine.
It was still fine, but he admitted later that that's not the way he wanted to say it. By the way, his heartbeat when he stepped on the moon registered 160 beats a minute.
Wow, that's a lot.
The average is what, 20?
I don't know.
30 beats. What's your pulse? 40 beats a minute? It's not a beat a second. It's not 60, is it? I used to, when I was running marathons and running 2 hours a day, I could get my heartbeat down to like 6 beats a minute.
That's not good.
Well, I mean, I could actually when you
60 to 100 beats per minute is
yeah. But 160 is like, that's defibrillation business right there. And by the way, the word was that, among other things, when he said one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind, he also said some other unintelligible words, 4 of which were "Good luck, Mr. Gorski." He supposedly said those words when he landed on the moon in 1969 on this very day. Good luck, Mr. Gorski. Well, in Tampa Bay one time, years later, answering questions after a speech, a reporter brought up the question to Neil Armstrong, who has now passed away. Neil Armstrong responded, Mr. Gorski had died, so Mr. Armstrong felt he could answer the question, did you actually say, good luck, Mr. Gorski, and what did it mean? Armstrong said when he was a kid, Neil Armstrong was playing baseball with his brother in the backyard. His brother hit a fly ball which landed in front of his neighbor's bedroom window. The neighbors were Mr. and Mrs. Gorski. As he leaned down to pick up the ball, Neil Armstrong heard Mrs. Gorski shouting at Mr. Gorski, oral sex you want. You'll get oral sex when the kid next door walks on the moon. The specific details and the date prove clearly that the legend is absolutely true. Even though NASA denies it, there's a transcript of every word, and they can't find it, but they've been lying ever since. We know he said it, and we know the story is true, and she had the same accent and everything.
Do you want to hear a true story?
I do.
That's better than that?
Even better than that? How could it be better than that?
Early 60s, yes. Gaylord Perry, Hall of Famer.
I know this story.
A horrible
Tell this
batter.
story.
And his manager, Alvin Dark, said, Gaylord, there'll be a man on the moon before you hit a home run. 1 hour.
Yeah.
On this date in 1969, 1 hour after Armstrong stepped on the moon, Gaylord Perry hit his first home run.
Hit a home run. I bet there are a million things. Someone said, when a man walks on the moon, and then can you imagine? I mean, there must be, I probably should have tried to look it up, but there's got to be a bunch of great stories about when a man walks on the moon.
Well, the great memes is anytime anyone's trashing America, there's this meme that shows the entire world. And only one country is highlighted. It says, this is a list of all the countries that have put a man on the moon.
Right. And by the way, to celebrate the anniversary in 69, on the same day in 1976, the Viking 1 lander, an unarmed, unmanned planetary probe, is the first spacecraft to land on Mars
Unarmed.
that we know of.
Were we expecting Martians to
No,
shoot back?
well, I said unarmed.
probably
It might be armed. It could have weapons on it for all I know.
Marvin T. Martian.
There you are. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. 1923, Pancho Villa, the Mexican revolutionary, is assassinated by gunmen in Parral. 1944, same day, the failed bunker blast to take out Adolf Hitler by Tom Cruise. And the same day in 1951, Jordan's King Abdullah was assassinated in Jerusalem by a Palestinian who was shot on the spot by his security forces, some security. But that was all on the same day. 1960, a pair of Polaris missiles sliced through the water from the submerged submarine, the USS George Washington off Cape Canaveral, Florida, toward a target more than 1,000 miles away. Gee, what a genius made that possible for a Polaris missile to fire from a submerged submarine as a missile to save the world from... I wonder if there was a guy named Gene R. Peterson who did that. Oh, sorry. Probably was my father. Sorry. 1993. What's that?
The Apple fell
way
off
far from the
and
tree.
then
That one.
rolled and rolled.
My older brother was an economics major at Williams College, which is probably the hardest school in the world to get into, and he became a golf pro. My other brother was a computer genius who invented all kinds of stuff. My sister got 800 on her college boards. I mean, here I am sitting with you assholes on a podcast. Proud Arizona State and Michigan State graduate. I was in the top 10% of my Michigan State.
Sun Devil for
and
life.
Top 10, but I got straight A's anyway.
I want you to get a Sun Devil tattoo.
On this day in 1993, Hillary Rodham, P. Stinky Fart Cabbage, and Bill Clinton got away with their 9th or 10th or 11th murder. No one's really sure when Vince Foster's body was found in a park. 1881, Sitting Bull surrendered to federal troops in 1881 on this day. The fierce warrior had been a fugitive since he whooped General Custer at the Battle of the Little Bighorn a few weeks earlier. Imagine getting stuck with arrows and then scalped.
Well, he's dead at that point.
Not necessarily. I think if they wanted to scalp, didn't matter whether you were dead. They just cut that sucker right off.
Deserved it.
You kind of deserved it. Okay, that's true. And
We
by the way,
promised them the land, and we tried to take it back.
well,
so screw 'em.
not only that. I mean, even Grant, when he stole the gold out of the Dakotas, we had a treaty with the Indians, and he renamed. It was a fairly new treaty, and then Custer discovered gold. It was Rudolph
there
Custer.
too.
What's his name? Custer discovered gold in them Nar Hills, and so Grant negated the treaty.
And some of the first shows of Deadwood, they're talking about that, and he talks about that idiot Custer riling up the Indians.
Yeah,
He couldn't
right.
get them all killed.
Yeah. And in fact, it was. He was supposed to keep his mouth shut. Word got out that there was gold, and that's what changed. Then Grant had to do something. We're trying to kind of keep it quiet.
And he was doing all that because he wanted to get back to Washington. He was going to run for president in 1876.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Tracy says, Dad will be cantering and put out the stud in no time. Thank you, guys. Means so much. He was a donor and the YWA, what the hell was that? WYAY days.
Try that again.
And just this AM showed him the net site and how to keep on giving. Oh, thank you very much.
And real quick update on the Kimmer's weekend show and his Friday show with the Morning Extra.
Yes.
That will now be up on the Podcast Park. And the best way for us to separate them is there's 3 different pictures. So when you see the list, you'll see different pictures. And one picture is the weekend show. One picture is the rant, which is the Friday morning with you on the Morning Extra. So it's very easy to see. So they'll be able to see all that.
Where do they go to get this?
Just go to kimmershow.net and then go to the
click on
Listen
Park.
Now, Podcast Park, and it's all right there.
Okay. Again, sorry, I made a big confused. Go to thekimmershow.net.
Yep.
When that opens up, go to Podcast Park.
Nope. There's a button right on the main page that says Listen. Click here.
Listen. Okay. Thekimmershow.net, and then Listen Now.
Click there, and then that'll take you to the Podcast Park where there's everything.
I got you. Okay. Thank you. Excellent. And thank you, Mike. I guess is probably behind.
That was Scott, actually.
Scott. Thank you, Scott. Mike and Scott. God bless you guys. Let's see. Sitting Bull, bada boom. 1984, Miss America Vanessa Williams was asked to give up her crown after Penthouse magazine printed some beautiful and artistic pictures of a magnificent Miss Williams and another magnificent little lady expressing their artistic religiosity with their graceful, wonderful, happy sweetness, the gift to all mankind in the pictures and the photographs. And then 3 days later, she quit. And they're forced her out of there. What the hell's wrong with you people? Leave the girl alone. Anyway, what else is going on, boys?
What else, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. Here's a question that Terry is asking.
Terry.
If a cow does not produce milk, is it a milk dud or an utter failure?
Oh, no. Oh, hey.
Who wrote this? Mike. Mike says, Mike has been listening to us far too long.
Uh-oh.
Because Mike, what the hell did it say here? God bless, this thing just disappeared. All right. He says, someone just asked where Dave is, and I replied, Dave's not here. Only to get a confused, irritated look. He obviously did not get the reference.
You have to go back a little. Dave's not here. Ma, meatloaf, ma. I think my ear rockets are way up too high.
Yeah.
Things are
why you're
really
yelling.
sounding loud now. I can adjust that on my phone.
Can
I'm
you?
getting a real serious
Can
reverb.
you?
Yeah. Look at it. I'll show you. I'm just, in fact, right there. Can they see that? I don't know if they can see my phone picture. It's a picture of my phone. Can you see the green face picture there?
No, they can't see.
Anyway, it's I don't know if they can see that one.
It's not that; it's the light.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the light.
Anyway, it's I have an adjustable thing, like a bar, up and down, a sliding bar, and I can make it go up or down, which is pretty interesting.
Bones says, my daughter, and this is brave, my daughter is taking part in the social experiment. She's got to wear a Kamala 2024 t-shirt.
What?
For 2 weeks to see how people react for her class.
What, are you trying to get her killed?
So far, she's been spit on, punched, and had garbage thrown at her.
Where's this now?
Doesn't say where. It says so far she's been spit on, punched, and had garbage thrown at her. I'm curious to see what happens when she leaves the house.
You got me. You got me good there, mister.
And what is it?
I'm not sure
Tell
where
everybody-
this is.
Tell everybody what
Dragging me along with it.
what picture is that?
Oh, oh my God! 3 children in a driveway, off their bicycles, laying in the driveway, like they got run over by or collapsed or something.
It's the latest trend. It's called Bidening.
Bidening. Ow! Falling off your bike and
off
getting
your
a picture taken. Oh my God! That probably is a thing. Oh my God! How funny is that? Bidening.
Do you see what the temperature was in England yesterday?
Yeah, the airport melted.
98.
Runway, yeah.
Okay.
It's over 100.
I got 2 friends who live there. One's from here, so she knows what to do. You go inside and turn the air conditioner on.
right.
But that's the problem. 70% don't have AC units in their home.
Yeah.
That's right.
70%.
Well, who needs it in London? I mean, England.
When I
Jeez.
was there in the 90s, I had to leave and take the bus and then the train to Gatwick. And got there. There was no air conditioning on the bus. It was July. There was no air conditioning at Gatwick when we got there. I was sweating.
Yeah.
Well, these people have no idea what 98
Yeah.
is. We think it's hot. We
Yeah.
go inside.
Yeah.
98. It's
Yeah.
In fact, the mayor, who's an idiot, was telling people, you may want to go swimming. Don't go swimming. It's dangerous.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, okay.
There were people in London who are opening their theaters for redheads. Do you hear about that? If you're a redhead, therefore light, pale skin, all redheads are welcomed free into theaters during this heat wave, so you can come out of the heat.
And of course, they're all saying, this is climate change and all that.
No,
but in
please.
1980, we went through a summer that was hotter. But what the
Yeah, I
hell?
mean, believe me, climate change. Climate change. Hell, a few billion years ago, the continents were all one piece. The oceans came between the continents, for God's sakes.
I saw a National Geographic thing last year, and this National Geographic, they're liberal. They're not sugarcoating things.
Yeah.
They showed throughout the history of the planet Earth, the default is Ice Age.
Yeah.
That's what we are usually in.
Yeah.
This period of warmness, which allowed us to become human and grow plants and have animals and stuff and to prosper and evolve.
Yeah, we're all going to die again.
This is abnormal.
It's going to get cold again. It's going to die. Yeah, the oceans will freeze.
So Tom has something. If you're hot, here's a tip.
All right.
Get yourself a frozen bottle of water and stick it in front of a fan.
Okay.
Makes absolutely no difference. But the ice melting is something to look at while you die. I don't know. When we were kids and before my grandparents got in Mississippi, they got air conditioning, the box thing in the window. Basically, they had fans in the window, and they would put ice
That's
up
what
by
we had.
it.
Well, yeah, it's called evap cooling. That was what evap cooling was. It was moisture, basically, with cold air. Made the air cold.
Well, I guess that's it. You're going to do Bad Text Theater. Shall we do Bad Text Theater?
Yeah, did I?
I think it's the Aquaman.
Is it the Aquaman?
I'm going to have this on the way home, and I'm going to be eating
No,
and driving.
No, don't, because it crumbles, and you'll have it all
Oh, it
over
does?
you.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so wait till you get home.
I don't care. Well, thank you.
You know what it's really good with?
What?
Beer.
Vanilla ice cream.
Oh, I was going to say ice cream.
Oh, yeah,
In
good
fact,
ice cream.
I just got some the other day to make milkshakes with in case my teeth were going to be a thing issue the other day. So, in fact, you could heated this up. In fact, one of my favorite things is to get one of those little like cherry pies or apple pie things.
Oh, those are
heat those.
horrible for you.
Well, you get the good ones. So get there's a kind that are good.
Intamins.
Yeah, and heat those babies up and put vanilla ice cream on top of that, and oh, mercy. Anyway,
Okay, can I be Batman?
all right.
Sure.
His Aquaman and Batman.
All right,
Aquaman doesn't get any respect.
He gets
basically.
no respect.
No respect at all.
All right, ready?
All right.
Batman. I'm here to help the Justice League in any way I can.
Great. summon up a couple of sharks and call us when they grow some fucking legs.
That's a little harsh.
I think Pete wrote that one.
For superheroes. You don't hear Superman talk like that. Oh, boys. Have a good one, and oorah, semper fi. I gotta go. You're killing me. Look out. I gotta go. Look out. Have a hurry.